Rushville visits Spartan Bowl for the TV3 Game of the Week. Boys high school basketball, the Spartans and the Lions, Connersville and Rushville. The Game of the Week on TV3. One of the best rivalries in high school basketball in this part of Indiana is about to begin. Hi everybody, welcome to TV3's telecast of tonight's game between Rushville and Connersville. With Ron Wiley, this is Fran Shoma. Welcome you to TV3. We are courtside at Spartan Bowl. Ron, game number 3 for the Spartans, number 2 for the Lions. With only a total of 3 games played, it's hard to know what to expect tonight.
Well, I tell you what, the Connersville Spartans, this year has defense personified. I mean, that's what got them the victory versus Union County. Delta, was just a defensive masterpiece. They just really have to flow defensively and offensively at the same time. Hope to have that tonight.
The Spartans have won their first 2 games over Union County and Delta. Rushville lost to Shelbyville in their opening game of the season. We asked Spartan head coach Kerry Brown about the season so far. Coach, 2 ball games, 2 wins. Give an assessment of the season so far.
Well, with all the question marks we had going into the first 2 games, I actually think we've done a pretty good job the first 2 games. Obviously, like all teams in the state, we've got things that we need to clean up and improve on. But through 2 games, we've done some good things.
What have been the highlights of the practice this week?
Well, we've had a good practice all week. We weren't quite as sharp last night, but we've had a good week of practice getting ready for our first conference game of the season tonight, and then getting ready for an old rival, an old SEC rival, Shelbyville tomorrow night. So from a practice standpoint, I think we've done some good things to get ready. It's just still early in the season, and we're grooming and developing that experience.
Against Union County, 63 points were scored. Against Delta, 41. What did Delta do that Union County didn't to keep the Spartans from scoring so many points?
Well, Union County manned us the whole game. Delta zoned us the first game, the first half, and then part of the second quarter. Give our kids credit. They came out and executed in the second half and forced Delta to get out of their zone. And then once they went man-to-man, we just continued to stretch the lead out. So the other thing that was a difference between game 1 and game 2 was shooting percentages. We shot it really well for the entire first game, and in our second game we did not shoot it well in the first half, but we shot close to 70% in the second half. So sometimes that can be tied to the types of shots that you're getting, and that's probably a reflection of the type of shots we were getting.
Rushville comes to Spartan Bowl. They have played 1 ball game. They lost to Shelbyville. What are you expecting from the Lions?
Well, they're a good basketball team. They're a lot better than last year. And just to give you an example of that, they won 3 of the 4 quarters against Shelbyville the other night. They just dug themselves in a big hole in the second quarter, but they were ahead after the first. They won the third, and they won the fourth quarters. So they're much improved. They've got a move-in 6'7" kid from Floyd Central. They've got another kid back this year that was hurt last year, the Cameron Craig boy, and he's probably one of their best athletes. And then they return everybody that played last year that contributed. So this ought to be a great game tonight.
They have 3 fellows in double figures. What's your plan on defense?
Well, the Farley kid's really good, and we're going to have to do a good job knowing where he's at and containing him. And then probably the other thing that really concerns me is just their size. We're going to have to guard them in the post, and we're also going to have to rebound against their size. And if we do those things, then I think we'll be okay.
Since Delta had some success against the Spartans with the zone, do you think the Lions will go zone?
I think they'll probably play some man and some zone, and whatever they feel like they're doing best or what we're doing poorest against, they'll probably stick with it.
Everybody healthy?
Yeah, we are. We're healthy, no injuries and no sickness that I'm aware of, so we're at full strength tonight.
Shelbyville comes to town. Next game, what about the Golden Bears?
I'll be honest, this is our conference game. This is the only game that matters this weekend. We'll come in tomorrow and get ready for Shelbyville, but 99% of our preparation this week has been for tonight's game against Rushville.
Thanks, Coach. Have a great game.
Thank you.
Let's have the lineups for tonight's game.
Yes, for the visiting Rushville Lions, they are led by 6-foot senior, number 10, Austin Fraley at one of the guard positions. Mason Springman's a 5'11 junior, number 24. He's at the other guard position. And the front court is Gage Rosenfeld. He's a 6'2 junior, number 21 at one of the 4 positions. Eric Brown's a 6'2 sophomore, number 30. And rounding out the lineup for the Rushville Lions is Duncan Draper. He's a 6-foot junior, number 45. And for the Connersville Spartans, they are led by Garrett Silcott. He's a 6'1 senior. He's number 12. Braxton Reveley's a 5'9 senior, number 14. Noah Belt rounds out the trifecta of guards for the Connersville Spartans. He's a 6-foot junior, number 30. And in the front court for the Connersville Spartans, they are led by Wes Smith. He's a 6'2 senior, number 32. And Dalton Lee is a 6-foot senior, number 22 for those Connersville Spartans.
Okay, Ron, thanks. The Lions' loss was to Shelbyville 59-48. And the Spartan wins were over Union County 63-40 and Delta 41-27. The officials for tonight's game are Josh Koch from Thompson Station, Tennessee, Steve Mazingo from Markerville, and Kyle Simpson from Plainfield. So an out-of-state ref tonight.
Yeah, well, we had one from Cincinnati for the Union County game. So, yeah, I guess we're getting people to come here to experience Hoosier Hysteria, and what place to experience better than right here at Spartan Bowl.
They take some of it back home.
Yeah, they should. They should absolutely. Hoosier hospitality at its finest here at Spartan Bowl. Again, the Spartans, they played last week against Delta after their victory at Union County, and they were down 13-9 at half. And, again, very, very, if you're going to give up 13 points, that's incredible defense. Unfortunately, they only had 9 points offensively, so their offensive struggle, they kind of righted the ship, and I think they was 42 to, I think, 27. So, again, defense is just superb. Offense kind of sputters a little bit at times. We really need a consistent 4 quarters out of the offensive unit for the Spartans, because this is a conference game. You definitely want to play your best when it's a conference game.
That's for sure. Rushville last won over the Spartans in 2014 by 3 points, 38-35. And believe it or not, Ron, that's the last conference game that Spartans lost.
Wow.
Because they won the conference the last 2 years. And the year before that, they shared the conference championship with Greensburg of the Eastern Indiana Athletic Conference.
And not only that is the fact that we have not lost on this floor, and so we lost a couple years ago. Mount Vernon beat us in a very, very, very physical game that kind of sent us in a little bit of a tailspin that year. That was the year that we won the sectional for the very first time. But again, we haven't lost on this floor in a very long time. Of course, the faithful are here expecting victory. We've grown accustomed to that. We like that. Again, you got to play the game, and the boys, they're excited to be on this floor again. A lot of home games to start this season, and again, I expect them to right the ship offensively and have a good 4 quarters offensive.
Looking at the Rushville Lions starters, Austin Farley scored 16 points in their loss to Shelbyville. Tyler Wilson put in 6, Gage Rosenfeld 10, Mason Springman 10, and Duncan Draper scored 6 points. So they've got a lot of players you have to watch.
Yeah, and again, when you have those many players to watch, it's hard to keep an eye on, on all of them at the same time. Again, our defense, we kind of play maybe a man zone type defense. It is a very swarmy, very aggressive, very physical defense, and again, our mantra is to wear them down defensively, and that's why nobody can really score on us, is because how well we play defensively. Again, we're very, 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 well on defense. We got to start getting the offense clicking on all 4 quarters.
Steve Goddard is the coach of the Lions. He's in his second year at Rushville. Last year they really struggled, Ron, only 3 wins and 21 losses.
Wow, I tell you what, when you have that many losses, you just want to definitely forget the season before. And they got that was a young team last year. They got a lot of juniors on this team, so they're getting experience each and every year. As the kids mature. Austin Ray, or they have a kid on their bench, Jacob Ray, who's a 6'7" junior. He's listed as 6'2", so somewhere along the line he grew about 5 inches over the summer. So they do have some height. And again, these guys are hungry. When you're 3-21 and you're 0-1 to start the season, you're hungry. They want to get a streak going. And what better way to win a game is here at Spartan Bowl to kickstart their season.
Kerry Brown's in his 9th year at CHS. Kerry has 125 wins, and 76 losses here at Connersville. It's in his 17th year as a head coach, and 6 of those years he was a head coach at Rushville.
Yeah, that's right. You know, this is his former stomping grounds.
So he has a lot of friends at Rushville.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell it tonight. I mean, he was meeting a lot of folks from Rushville.
Yeah, you know, and I tell you what, Kerry Brown's a class guy. We're very blessed to have him as our coach. You know, again, he was there for a lot of years at Rushville. You know, and it says testament to him that he still has the connections that he has after being away for so long.
Spartan Warrior coming onto the floor, and he'll be stopping in the center circle here shortly. The introduction of the visitors will be made. The Spartan Bowl will be darkened. Spartans will be introduced, and this ball game will be getting underway. Tonight's first ball game was a victory for the junior Spartans, 42-24 over the Rushville JV team. Connersville's team now is 2 wins and 1 loss. So we congratulate Chris Bottomley and the JV team.
Yeah, you know, again, they had that loss that ugly loss to open the season against Union County, and you know, they've really righted the ship and, you know, won the last 2. Again, you know, Bottomley's been with these boys and a lot of boys on the varsity team, so he's invested with his kids, and I'd like to see them have a winning streak.
We've just seen the Spartans run out of that tunnel, and Ron, when you talk to these kids that play Connersville at CHS, they say there's nothing quite the thrill that you get when you run onto the floor through that tunnel.
Oh, absolutely not. You know, and they got the kids that they're high-fiving along the perimeter of the playing of the court, and you know, again, this is something that's going to stick with these kids for the rest of their life. Not many kids have gotten the opportunity to wear the red and white on this floor in this facility. And they're a select few, and yeah, you're absolutely right. It's an honor to be here watching this.
Well, as we point out, this gym is one of the finest in the state and perhaps in the country, because everyone that comes, all the visitors always compliment with us on this gymnasium.
Well, they cannot believe it's high school. You know, I've had a few friends from Ohio come over. My girlfriend was here last week, and she's shocked because they play in a little gym where they kind of bring out fold-out seats out of the wall. And so she was shocked. I mean, the opening where everything gets dark, she was just amazed. She thought this was a professional. Again, we are very blessed, very, very blessed to have this facility. So, you know, again, come on out, support the Spartans, be part of the faithful, and, you know, it's a great night out.
The Spartan Bowl was constructed in the 1950s. It was started mid-50s, and I think the first ball game was in 57 here. So the people, a lot of foresight from the people back in that day to build this gymnasium.
Yeah, over here in one of the corners, as you're going into the middle school, you can see construction construction photos of the bowl, and just seeing how they you know, pretty much dug this hole, and it became the bowl is phenomenal. And you said 1957, that's 60 years, and you know, again, a lot of great players. Oscar Robinson has played on this floor. You know, we've had the Heinemann twins. We've had 2 state champions, Phil Cox, Matt Howard. You know, Grant Smith last year. We've had great players play in this field. We've had great games here. I mean, the history is just, I mean, it's unbelievable.
We talked about the scoring by the Rushville Lions individually. The Connersville team has Garrett Silcott leading with a 17-point per game average. He put in 34 points in the 2 games the Spartans have played. Dalton Lee's average is 7.5. Noah Belts is 11. Wes Smith has an average of 6 points. So that's some of the scoring that the Spartans have put in the first 2 ball games over Union County and Delta.
Yeah, again, you know, that game with Union County, we had 3 guys in double figures, and again, it was a low-scoring offensive affair against Delta. So, you know, some of those numbers came down, obviously. But again, you know, I really think that these boys, they gel so well defensively that they're just a matter of time before they start gelling offensively. And what a game to start gelling offensively as the first conference game of the season against a formidable opponent in the Rushville Lions.
Right, there'll be 6 conference games after this one because of 8 teams in the conference, and of course you have to play the 7 teams. So hopefully the Spartans would like nothing better than to repeat as champions of the Eastern Indiana Athletic Conference.
You know, and I'm sure that's one of Kerry's goals is to repeat as EIAC champions. You know, and what team wouldn't? And And again, a lot of questions were a lot of questions we had coming into the season with our players. I think they've been answered, especially how good we are defensively. Still maybe have a few questions to ask offensively, but again, right now I think we may be the cream of the crop of the class again. And these boys, young as they are, they have to be used to being the hunted.
We're about ready to go with the introduction of the starting lineup for the Rushville line, and as we mentioned, that'll be followed by the Spartans lineup, the playing of the national anthem by the CHS Pet Band. This ball game will be getting underway here at Spartan Bowl. Again tonight, first ball game of victory for the JV team, 42-24, pushing a record to 2-1. They lost their opener to Union County, but they defeated Delta, and now tonight they won over the team from Rushville.
The Spartans, again, looking at the paper, it looks like we may have a little bit of height advantage on Rushville, but again, one of the guys was listed as 6'2", he's 6'7", so Rushville is deceptively big, and we're going to have to contain them.
Yeah, Rushville's got a lot of height this season.
Yeah, and their 6'4" guy, Duncan Draper, is going to clog up the middle. I mean, he not just has the height, but he has the physical width too as well. And whoever's guarding him is going to have their hands full tonight. They're going to be sore.
I'm interested to see if Rushville will do as Delta did. I spoke briefly with Coach Brown about this. They used a lot of zone against Connersville, and Spartans had the problems scoring over the zone in that game with Delta in the first half.
Yeah, the zone is designed to stop some speed. They're there to have as much players on the ball as possible, and that kind of negates a lot of the speed, a lot of the driving that we have. But again, once we start penetrating that and maybe hitting some threes, make them to get out of that. Again, there's always an Achilles heel when it comes to an offense, and right now that seems like that's it for the Spartans. But again, once they start gelling, I have no problem, or I have no doubt that we'll overcome any defense that's thrown our way.
Well, the zone is designed to force you to shoot from out a lot.
Yeah.
If you're hitting, fine, but if you're not,
you're not.
Be a lot of problems.
Yeah, here we go.
Spartan Bowl darkened, and the lineup will be announced for CHS.
this time, we ask that everyone please rise, remove your hats. As we honor America, tonight our national anthem played by the CHS Pep Band.
We are set to go here at Spartan Bowl tonight in this conference game between the Rushville Lions and the Connersville Spartans. Final talk to by the respective coaches of their starting five. Rushville in their traveling blacks tonight. The school colors are red and black. Spartans, of course, in their home whites.
I've got that red outline with white numbers. I kind of wish it were the red numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of going with the trend that the girls seem to start. But, you know, again, just love to see these boys just, you know, just be an offensive unit for all four quarters. Again, you know, these kids don't panic when they were only, you know, when they were down 13-9 at Delta, you know, to Delta.
Duncan Draper jumps for the Lions, and the Spartans, Wes Smith, and Connersville controls the opening tip. That's Garrett Silcott working to Braxton Reveley.
I like to see Reveley
Man-to-man defense by Rushville.
Yeah.
See how long they stay in that.
Yeah, I know we were worried about the zone, but you know, this is perfect. We work very well against the man-to-man defense.
Dalton Lee drives down, feeds off. Noah Bell drives in along the baseline. Gives to Wes Smith, drives down, shoots from up close and a little bit too hard. And rebounds grabbed by Rushville.
Yeah, nice defense there from Rushville, again forcing Wes to shoot it off the glass a little too hard.
Springman, number 24, is pulled out. His running mate at guard. Austin Farley, their leading scorer so far for the Lions this season. Work the ball underneath the Draper. He's in traffic. Good defense by Connersville.
Very good.
Corner shot is put up and in by Mason Springman. The 5'11" junior at Rushville gets the first bucket of his ball game.
That's a long two. You know, you want him to shoot from outside like that. Unfortunately, it went in for Rushville, but you know, again, that was good defense as you mentioned.
Silcott fires from out and hits a three.
You know, that kid right there, man, when he gets on fire, it's hard to put him out, and we like
hard
when
to
he's,
stop.
yeah, we like when he's on fire.
Rushville.
So again, nice. I mean,
it's their man-to-man defense. Reveley against the ball handler right now, who loses control. Picked up by Lee of Connersville and gives to Silcott. Drives the lane, stops, and misses on a shot.
He was hoping to get the call on that, but that was nice defense there.
He was hoping to draw a foul, wasn't he?
Yeah, and that's not going to stop him from shooting, though.
He's at three, put up and in by Rushville's number 21, Rosenfeld.
You know, last time Rushville was on this floor, they forced overtime. Beautiful drive.
Down. Oh, nice layup, left-handed layup by Dalton Lee.
Oh, that was beautiful from Dalton Lee. I mean, going through there, splitting the defense, getting in there, kissing it off the glass. You like that guy's speed.
Game is tied at 5 as the ball handler, Farley, brings it into front court for Rushville.
You know, the two smallest guys on the floor, Braxton Reveley and Dalton Lee, you know, combined to force that turnover on Draper.
Gets the ball out of bounds, and Spartans on the first mistake of the ball game.
You know, Draper felt the pressure of the two defensive stalwarts for the Spartans, and again, nice way to force that turnover.
Here's Silcott dribbling around the circle, getting off the belt. Noah shoots from the corner and misses. And a rebound taken by Draper for the Lions.
You know, Noah's one of those guys that shoots his way into a game, and once he, you know, finds his range, it's hard to put him out as well.
Connersville defending. Corner shot is too long by Rushville. And the Spartans grab the rebound, and Belt and Silcott will move it across the timeline.
Yeah, again, Rushville
Number
seemed like
30,
they're
Belt,
forcing.
6'1" junior at CHS. Leads off. Goes to Ribbley, out to Lee. Belt's got an open shot. A little bit too hard, just off the rim, and Rushville grabs the rebound.
Yeah, again, he's not going to stop, and one thing that's developed that kid's game is his ability to drive.
Lions on the attack. Lose control of the ball, picked up. Belt
I thought there was a
in
foul.
the front court to Lee, and he drives down for a shot. And
You know, nice pitch over there too, but you know, again,
Smith comes out and Brown comes in for Connersville. Brown wears number 50.
you know, again, Rushville, you know, their defense is not too
Ball
shabby
put
as
in
well.
play by Connersville. A long pass in the backcourt. Silcott to Belt to Ribbley. Braxton moves it across the timeline. Gives to Belt. Here's Silcott behind the free throw circle. Ribbley into the corner to Lee.
Oh, he's going in.
Drives around, goes in for a shot, misses it, no call.
Yeah, I was
Nice
gonna say that.
rebounding by Brown, and a foul called on Rushville.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jacob Brown, that kid, when he sees the ball, you know, he's tipping, he's doing whatever he can to get the rebound. And, you know, again, talked about it last game of the week. Watch him right here. He's not giving up at all, Fran. And, you know, again, saw a couple fouls in there before the one was finally called. But,
That's right.
You know.
Foul called on Draper of Rushville. Ball, non-shooting foul. Spartans will inbound.
Yeah, you know,
Bell.
again, that was hustle there from Brown to keep that ball alive.
He played well in the Union County game.
He did. Yeah, he did. You know, and that was his first varsity experience. So, you know, he's maturing right before our eyes.
There's offensive foul going to be called on Belt of Connersville.
Yeah, that definitely was an offensive foul right there. You know, that's one of those stop and pop shots right there. You don't want to take it, you know.
Gets the ball out of bounds to the Lions. Spartans fall back to set up the defense.
Yeah, I know, just a little bit too aggressive right there on that. Again, but I do like the fact that he's driving, he's getting inside.
Rosenfeld and Farley came up to bring the ball into front court for the Lions.
Yeah, huge
Shot
mismatch.
from out is good. A three-pointer by Farley. As we mentioned, he had 16 points in the Rushville loss to Shelbyville. Up by 3 are the Lions. Ball back on defense and the Spartans. Belt takes the ball, gives off. Corner shot by Ribbley is missed. Rebound goes to Rushville. Lions controlling the boards, right?
Yeah, they are. They're controlling the boards right now, and that's what's putting them up by 3. That's a big difference.
Here's Farley
They're not missing
with
3.
Firing away and hitting another 3.
You know, again, the Spartans just need to just remain calm. You know, they're down 6, and you know they're forced. I mean, they're doing what they need to do. They're forcing Rushville to take the outside shots, but you know, unfortunately, Rushville, you know, the lid's wide open.
Oh, nice play, nice feed along the baseline to Brown.
Yeah,
Ribbley up and in.
Yeah, Brown was wide open on that, took it, and he went right to the hoop for that one.
Spartans trail by 4 as Rushville brings it across the timeline. Nice steal by Brown. He took that ball away from Draper underneath the Rushville basket.
Yeah, that was a beautiful defensive play there. And, you know, again, we
Loose
can't have that.
basketball, players on the floor, nobody's whistle.
Brown has it.
Finally,
That's our ball.
the ball is tapped away by a Rushville player. It'll be Spartan ball.
I tell you what, Jacob Brown is the definition, the epitome of hustle right here. Again, you know, Garrett jumps in there and he gets it, comes off his leg, and Dalton hustles over there, and you know, Jacob has it right there, and he, you know, pitches it out, and you know, again, that luckily we got the ball, and that turned into a little you know.
Lineup change, Reveille out, Garrison in for Connersville in one of the guard spots. Clay Garrison is a 5'8" sophomore. Got a few substitution buys of Spartans
Yeah,
so
big
far.
against Rushville's
There's
number
a whistle
5.
stopping play.
Cameron Craig on
Gonna
that
be
one.
a foul called on Ray of Rushville.
Is it on
His
Ray?
first, team's second. Spartans inbound at their end of the court. Silcott takes the ball and sets the play. A jumper is good. Two-pointer from the free throw circle by Silcott. He has 5 points. Spartans have 9, and they trail by 2.
You know, you cannot give that guy, you know, within 10 feet. I mean, you might as well just go ahead and chalk it up.
Rushville coach up, yelling instructions to his team. It's on the offense right now.
You know,
Guy in the
Draper's
corner.
way far out.
Lee picks him up.
That's all
Loose
Brown.
ball tapped away by a Spartan. It'll be Rushville ball.
You know, I tell you what, Draper is just way too far away from the glass. You know, you like that, keep him away.
We're in the final minute of this first period. Rushville inbounds, gets to Farley.
You know, there's a mismatch inside.
Farley has the ball, passes cross court to a teammate. Apparently going for the second shot, or the last second shot. Well, maybe
Nice.
not. They lose the ball.
Yeah.
Brown picks it up for the Spartans.
You know, again, very physical defense from the Connersville Spartans, and you know, again, that's going to wear down the Rushville bigs inside as Draper, you know, again, almost skates out our camera guy Joe, and you know, again, that's not going to play well with him after a while.
Tyler Combs comes in for the Spartans, and Belt goes out. Lee comes out, and Wes Smith is in the lineup for CHS. 34 seconds on the clock here in the first period, and Silcott walks the ball across the timeline for Connersville.
You
See
know,
if they can tie it up here.
Yeah, I'd like to see him tie it up here, going a little 6-0 run
Silcott
in
holds
this.
the ball. He probably will take the shot run.
Oh yeah, I would almost. Yeah, he's setting it up. You know, I'd like to get him inside within 10 like he has. You know, we got 12 seconds to go. It's time to put it in there.
Here's Garrett driving into the lane, feeds off. Whistle stops play. Here comes a call from the ref. It'll be called on
Foul number 21, Gage Rosenfeld, his
Yeah, see
first.
what we can see right
Rosenfeld,
there.
number
Yeah.
21. Team's third, his first. Another lineup change by Connersville. Coming into the game is Drew Shirk, a 6'4" senior. Jacob Brown will go to the bench. Kerry Brown trying to get a combination that works. Rob.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, there we go. 10 fake
Over
out.
the jumper by Silcott as the buzzer sounds, and the jump shot along the baseline, the right side of the goal, and we have an 11-11 ball game at the first break. An interesting first quarter, huh?
Yeah, very interesting first quarter. You know, again, Rushville went on that little bit of a run and took the lead 11-5, and you know, we scored the last 6 points. And you know, Garrett again, you know, that kid, you know, he makes himself open. He gives himself opportunities with those 10-footers. And again, you know, you give him an open shot from 10-foot frame, you might as well just go ahead and mark it up. I mean, because he's going to hit it almost each and every time.
We've watched him several seasons.
Yeah.
And, he's a great kid and a great shooter.
Yeah, and you know, and again, one thing I like about Garrett is that he never loses his composure. You know, when you're out there on the floor and you're the leader, you need to remain calm, especially when Rushville won that little bit of a run where, as you said, they were controlling the glass, they were controlling the game, and Garrett just remained calm, and then of course everyone else is calm. So again, you know, he's a leader in so many areas, in so many ways, and he proved it by you know, single-handedly bringing us back to tie the game.
Second quarter getting underway, an 11-11 ball game.
Yeah, again, the Spartans, you know, again, runs in streaks offensively, defense phenomenal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal.
Connersville has their starters back in there, the original starters, Belt, Smith, Lee, Reveille, Silcott. Rushville, too, has their original starters.
Except Ray's in there, number 50.
Put the ball in play.
Yeah,
Here
that
come
kid's
the
huge.
Lions.
Yeah, Ray, number 50, was one who was listed. Oh, nice stuff from Dalton. He's going all the way.
Steal
I
by
thought
the
he was.
Spartans. Silcott has the ball, drives down, feeds out to Smith, goes to the free throw lane, tries a little jump shot about 5 or 6 feet in front of the basket. He was fouled. Has a couple of free throws coming.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're giving him the shot on that. I thought the foul was called before.
Foul called on Rosenfeld, his second. Rushville's fourth. Connersville has committed 1 foul. Smith fires and hits the free throw. Breaks the tie. And Rushville will send in Tyler Wilson. And going to the bench will be Rosenfeld, who has a couple of fouls. Second free throw, good. That's Smith from the free throw line.
Again, you know,
That's supposed to be the easiest shot in the world, a 15-foot unguarded shot run.
That's right. That's right. And you know, and again,
you can't make that one up.
Yeah. You know, and again, I think what was last year, Shelbyville, we set the state record for most free throws
That's
made in
right.
a game. So you know, we know how
You're
important
driving
that is.
down and trying to lay it, but
Behind
missing.
you.
Nice play though by Springman of Rushville, but he missed
Well,
the
that was a foul. I
basket
heard
and a loose ball, and the Spartans have it, and then they lose it at their end of the court.
Yeah, I mean, I thought our guy was definitely fouled. Heard some smacking, and
Comes Rushville, a little shot put up and in.
yeah, nice.
Missed shot.
What are they calling that on?
I'm not. What did they call? Did you?
Yeah,
Traveling or?
Yeah, it's our ball. That's all that matters. Although they're calling it on number 10, I couldn't quite tell.
I'm not,
Yeah,
timeout's
timeout
going
gonna
to
be
be called by
called.
Rushville. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened
the
either.
play was.
Yeah, well, it was a foul on number 10.
Connersville has the ball.
Cameron Craig.
Rushville calls for the short timeout.
Yeah, look at here, right here. Let's see what was going on with Cameron. You know, I didn't really see too much of a foul. If anything, would have been on us. But let's see here. No, can't quite tell. But nonetheless, it's our ball coming back after this timeout. And you know, again, we were down 11-5, and we're on a 8-0 run right now. And
Yes.
and we've done it from 10 feet. Try to get inside as well. But again, our defense has just clamped down very hard on Rushville. And one of the things about our defense is that we're very physical, but we aren't over aggressive, but we're fouling too much. We only have 1 foul. And that was on Noah over guarding.
Early in the second quarter, Connersville with a lead of 2 points.
Yeah, again, the Spartans definitely, want to start accelerating their offense right now. In this early part of the second quarter, close out the half on a nice,
Connersville on the
Offensive.
floor has Shirk, Lee, Silcott, Reveille, Belt.
I tell you what, Shirk got his first experience against Union County. He did very well with his first varsity experience.
Here comes Connersville in the front court. Reveille feeds to Silcott, pulled behind the circles. Starts to drive down, works to Belt.
Ooh.
He's in three-point land as he passes off to Lee. Now Reveille. Belt.
Yeah, kind of taking time, eating a little bit of clock, setting things up, not rushing too much.
Whistle stops play.
It'll be a foul against somebody. Oh, Drew.
Going to call Shirk for a foul on Connersville. His first, team second.
Yeah, those away from the ball fouls just
Rushville inbounds and backcourt.
can't happen.
Farley and Springman bring it across the timeline.
Yeah, Rushville.
Connersville defending. Here's a long shot, which is missed by Rushville. Loose ball. Spartans had it momentarily, but it's off the fingertips of Drew Shirk, and Rushville has it. Wilson controls. Along the baseline, shot missed. Silcott high to grab the rebound, and Connersville in control. Up by 2. Belt, Lee. Here's Dalton driving into the free throw circle, feeds off to Silcott.
The Spartans again, last 2 series have kind of been deliberate.
Silcott driving
That's
along
all.
the baseline. Ball was kicked by a Rushville player. Spartans will have control as Wes Smith will come in for Connersville and Shirk will go to the bench.
Yeah, Rushville, tighten up their defense as well.
Yes.
You got to talk about how well they're
Both
doing.
teams playing good defense.
Yeah.
Here's Bell.
Oh, that was not good.
Passing off, but it's intercepted by Rushville and driving down and missing, and it would have been a goaltending anyway if it had gone in, I believe. Ball is out of bounds to Connersville. Brown comes in for CHS. Belt will go out.
Yeah, we got lucky on that one. Yeah, I don't know. Noah was thinking when he's
going to break the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, that kid, was talking to their official scorer before the ball game, and he said, he's got a lot of potential. He's again, he was listed at 6'2", and he's somehow now 6'7", so he grew in a very short period of time, and that's it over.
This is Silcott driving around. Was caught on the arm, and the foul is on
Austin Farley's second.
Farley, his second. And the non-shooting foul, Dalton Lee will flip it in for Connersville.
I'm surprised. I mean, they only have 6 fouls. It seems like they have a lot more,
I mean, to Reveille in backcourt.
And it seems like, we should have more
Here's
than 2.
Silcott aiming missing a shot, and Rushville has the rebound. Spartans didn't have anybody under the basket when that shot was made to help in a rebounding department, and Rushville brings it up court.
Yeah, again, you're right, Dave.
The shot getting set was a Rushville player, but he missed. The shot was attempted by Farley. Loose basketball, players on the floor, and
just not
Rushville
good.
Wins the battle of the loose ball.
Yeah, just not. I mean, right now, Dalton took his eyes off the ball on that and just.
Here's Rushville getting a shot up close. Foul going to be called on Brown, I believe, in Connersville, right?
But yeah, that again, that just.
Jacobs first, team's third.
Not a good offensive series for the Spartans, and it results in Ray at the line for the Lions. He could tie the ball game up right here.
Makes the free throw. Has a second attempt coming up. Brown comes out, and Belt comes back in for Connersville.
That broke that 8-0 run for the Spartans. Again, we got to slow down because we haven't scored in a while.
Shot put up and drops off. Rebounding Rushville.
Down.
Nice steal by Reveille of Connersville. Lee in the corner. He fires long. It's in and out. There's a 3 on the way.
Yeah,
good,
they should give him a half for that one at least. Maybe a 1-pointer.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah, 1.5 points on that one.
Yeah, that man, he's still feeling it.
Little over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Rushville has the ball, down by a point. Now they're up by a point. And getting free for a shot underneath was Jacob Ray, and Spartan was around him, and he laid it up and in.
Yeah, we definitely, without question, need to, right to ship offensively. We are just not set right now. We had that 8-0 run and seemed things to be going well, but suddenly the hinges have come unglued for the Spartans, come undone for the Spartans.
Rushville called the timeout.
Yeah,
and made some changes.
They made some adjustments.
Smith starting to drive in for a shot. A whistle sounds, no foul, just a turnover by the Spartans.
Yeah, too many turnovers for the Spartans. Again, you can't have that. That was, an unforced turnover right there. As Wes just zigged when he should have zagged.
Rushville in control. Ball handler is Springman. Comes out to Farley. There's a pass that is batted away by a Spartan, and number 24 picks up a loose ball. Springman and hits a 3-point jumper from out. He has 5 points, and his team has 17, and they're up by 4.
Yeah, Garrett should get the assist on that as he tipped it out to that guy.
There's Lee with the ball, losing control, and he slips and falls with Connersville. Rushville picks up a loose ball, drives down court. Here's a baseline jumper, missed by a Lion. Tipped out, Connersville gets the rebound. I think Reveille was fouled as he went up court. He gives to Silcott, and he hits a 3. 10 points for Garrett. His average is 17.
Yeah, you know, again, that's nice. He's in double digits, but we only have 16, so, you know, other people has to step up, have to.
Yes. Spartans trail by 1. Rushville with the ball. Feeds to the big guy underneath, and he bounces it along the baseline to the wrong guy, Reveille. Up court.
Nice
Play by Wes Smith, and he was fouled.
I tell you what, I was kind of scared with that pass right there. Look at that. I mean, just he threaded the needle.
You know, I mean, he does.
Yeah.
I think we've seen him do that before.
Yeah, Reveille threaded the needle there to Wes Smith, and he kind of bobbled a little bit. Thought they may have caught a walk, but, you know, he composed himself and kissed the glass and got the foul.
Here's a three-point play coming up. For possible three-point play for Wes Smith as Garrison reports in and Lee goes to the bench for Connersville. And Rushville makes a change. Ray comes in and number 45, Draper, returns to the lineup.
Yeah, Ray, I tell you what, you know, he caused a lot of problems.
Free throw by Smith. Nice job by Wes. He has 5 points. Spartans up by 2.
I tell you what, that was, you know, again, a beautiful pass there from Braxton Reveille.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he had no room to work with, and I was like, what are you doing? But it worked, and
Farley will walk the ball in the front court for Rushville. 2 minutes remaining on the clock in this first half. Draper with the ball. Feeds to Cameron Craig, who has entered the ball game for the Lions.
Tell you what,
that pass by Rushville out of the reach of the intended receiver Draper along the baseline.
Yeah, Noah was just, I mean, just all over that guy, and you know that's. I mean, you know, again, Noah's given up 3 or 4 inches on that guy, and you know, defended him perfectly.
Delcada and Belt moving in the front court for CHS goes to Reveille. Spartans and their 3-guard offense gives to Garrison, who fires long. Hits the rim, drops off, and the whistle.
I guess it's delayed. Yeah, I thought
Jacob Brown, he has that look of what did I do?
Yeah, he went over the back on that, and the whistle came out of the referee's mouth, and I thought, wait a minute, they're finally going to call it. But Draper stopped when the referee, you know, told him to. And
it's the second on Jacob, team's 4th.
Yeah, and again, with his inexperience, I mean, you know, he's made a few of those calls, and that was, beautiful.
There's a
Garrison flew about 20 feet, it seemed like.
Offensive foul by Rushville. Farley has sent the Spartan to the floor. Garrison.
Yeah, he slid a lot on that.
Okay, Lee comes into the game. Reveille goes out.
Yeah, Lee had about a 30-second break.
Spartans nursing a 2-point lead here. They will put the ball in play.
Wait, we only have 4 players.
Garrison comes out. Lee comes in.
Oh, there we are. Okay, I didn't see Noah out there.
Here's Silcott across the 10-second line through the center circle. Gives to Lee. Garrett feeds off. A corner shot by number 20, who just came into the game. Garrett Wicks, a 5'10" sophomore.
You know, he's feeling good. You know, again, he's got very little varsity experience, and that right there just charges you up, and he's feeling really good. And now he's got to guard Draper.
Plays JV ball.
Yeah.
A loose ball.
Nice steal.
Restolen by Connersville up court. Fast break up and in.
Foul
call.
Oh no, it's a blocking. I thought it was a charge. Yeah, they did call the blocking. Good job.
Noah Belt scored the basket, and he'll have a possible 3-point play. Spartans go up by 7.
That was a beautiful play there from Noah Belt.
Rick's coming out with a lot of smiles. He's very happy with his play.
Yeah, he got that 3-pointer. He's feeling pretty good. He's in the history books, scoring 3 points. He's got 3 more than me.
Braxton Reveille is back into the game. Meanwhile, Belt fires and hits the free throw. 3-point play.
You know, again, I love the maturity of Noah Belt. We saw him as a freshman sensation, and he has just matured as a player. You know, again, love the way he's just not afraid to drive. Nice
steal by the Spartans. Garrett Silcott, Jacob Brown team up to get the basketball. There's a shot up close by Silcott. He's along the baseline. Somehow he got the ball and put up an in. He has 12 points.
Yeah, that was you know, again, very dangerous play from the Spartans, and you know, surprised he didn't get a call on that. But again, nice way for us to, you know, get on a big run right now.
Connersville with a 10-point lead. They've really exploded here in the last 2 minutes, Ron.
Yeah,
there's a loose ball out at center circle. Whistle stops the play. Silcott's on the floor, and he's okay.
He's going to the line. Yeah, we're on a 14-0 run. It was 17-13.
Foul Wilson of Rushville. His second, team's 10th. They're fouling like they're going out of style.
Yeah.
Silcott will move to the line, shooting a free throw. If he makes it, he'll get a bonus. Garrett fires and hits. Brown will come out for Connersville. Smith will replace him. Garrett ready for his second free throw. Drops in. 14 points for Garrett Silcott.
Yeah, he's really.
Meanwhile, Rushville up court. Down to 1 second, and a shot at the buzzer by a line is missed. And we have played 60 minutes of basketball here at Spartan Bowl tonight. And Connersville, that was in a 11-11 tie at the first break, and now lead this ball game by a 29-17 score. So Rushville had 6 points in that second quarter, while the Spartans exploded for 18.
Yeah, but I tell you what, we went on a 16-0 run. I think it was 17-13 last check when Rushville, again, we started off, we had that, not a good start at all. Rushville 11-5 lead at one point. We scored last 8 points in the first quarter and took a 13-11 lead. And, again, we scored 8 points in a row and had a 13-11 lead at one point. And then Rushville went on kind of like a 6-0 run where they were up, if I remember right, 17-13. And we just exploded. I mean, our offense started just gelling. And,
right. Well, the Spartans' defense really began to bother Rushville.
Oh, yeah. Again, that's our staple is aggressive defensiveness without fouling. And, we only had 4 fouls. Again, we play very, very aggressive, but we don't commit the fouls. And the Spartans, offense really started rewarding the defense there towards the end. And I mean, you just got to be proud if you're Kerry Brown's team. You got to be very, very proud of the way that his offense just didn't panic when Rushville went on that run.
How about some scoring?
Yes, for the Rushville Lions, they are led by Austin Farley's 6 points. Gage Rosenfeld has 3. Mason Springman has 5, and Jacob Ray has 3 points for the Rushville Lions. For the Connersville Spartans, they are led by Garrett Silcott's 14 points. Jacob Brown tipped in 2. Garrett Wilkes has 3. Dalton Lee has 2. Noah Belt has 3, and Wes Smith has 5 for the Connersville Spartans.
Very interesting first half.
Yeah, very. Again, the consistency of the Spartans' defense is why we're in the lead by 12 going into the second half. Offensively, we had moments where we just did well, and then we had moments where we had a lot of turnovers there in that second quarter. It seemed like we had 3 or 4 series that ended in turnovers, whether it was a forced turnover or whether it was just a mental mistake, and there was too many mental mistakes. But again, we righted the ship there at that last 3 or 4 minutes, and before you knew it, we were up 12.
A lot of lineup changes by Connersville.
Yeah,
a lot of substitutions.
Yeah, and what Kerry's got to be very good at is that the bench contributed. Maybe not so much in the scoring department, but they contributed defensively. They came in and defense was not disrupted. And again, you really have to, when you find that gel with all your players, hopefully, offensively may sputter a little bit as you get, but defensively, man, it's like putting the next guy in, and defense is, incredible.
29-17 is the halftime score here at Spartan Bowl tonight. Connersville over the Rushville Lions. Again, at the end of the first break, it was a 11-11. We'll be having the second half play coming up here shortly. Right now, you're watching the TV3 Game of the Week.
Bigfoot or
play basketball.
boy foul.
Second half time here at Spartan Bowl tonight in this conference ball game between Connersville and the Spartan, between Connersville and Rushville.
Yeah, we're playing the
It'd be kind of
Lions.
hard for the Connersville and the Spartans to be in a battle here.
Yeah, the way they're playing defensively, I bet Rushville is feeling like there's another team out there playing against them. Again, the Spartan defense is phenomenal, giving up 17 points. I mean, that's textbook defense. Again, offense, we've sputtered some, but we righted that ship towards that last part of that second quarter, and we went on an explosion. So hopefully we can keep the ship going in our direction, and just keep that defense going, keep it clamping down.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if what the Spartans did there in the final minutes of the first half happened here in the second half.
Yeah, right. I mean, I tell you what.
I'm sure Rushville's wondering the same thing.
Yeah, and again, Rushville, they got disheveled. And again, there for a moment we were really praising their defense, but again, once our offense, got going, it got going. We just hope it keeps going.
Lee flips it in to Silcott as the Spartans get the ball to open up the second half. Lee, Silcott, Smith, Belt.
I love the way Garrett just
Reveille,
leads the offense.
Starting five for Connersville back in there. Nice play as they work the ball underneath to Smith.
Yeah.
Finally tips it up and in. He controlled the tip a couple of 3 times.
Yes, he did.
And 7 points for Wes Smith tonight.
Yeah, again, that's pure hustle there from Wes Smith. That's determination as well to get his own putback and put back in.
Yes, it's like the tall guys from Rushville just sort of stood there flat-footed.
Yeah. Again, that's aggressive. It's not wanting to get that foul, hoping that he would miss again.
Lions have the ball. A long shot from out is missed. Rebounding Connersville's Wes Smith.
Yeah, if I was Rushville coach, I wouldn't like that at all, because that was just a throw up, a prayer right there. You don't want to do that this early.
Smith, Silcott. Spartans working the ball.
Yeah, Spartans, deliberately slowing things down. And we sort of did that right before we went on that explosion, because we had he's got it. Oh!
Silcott hits the front rim as he tries a jumper from the corner, and the rebound goes to the Lions.
Well, not everybody's perfect, and Garrett proved it right there as he missed a 10-footer. That hardly ever happens.
Ball handler is Springman for
Yeah, he walked. Ooh,
loose ball.
It looked like, well,
there's a foul coming up on Reveille.
It's going on Reveille.
Braxton Reveille called for a holding foul.
Yeah, Braxton.
The ball out of bounds to Rushville.
Smallest guy on the floor right there, going up against one of their bigs, and Braxton won.
That's his first.
Yeah, again,
Braxton's
one of those guys. He's a very aggressive defender. He knows when not to foul.
This is Farley, the leading scorer for Rushville, with the ball. Lions have Eric Brown, a sophomore, into the lineup. Shot is missed. Turnaround jump shot is good by Draper after he grabs a rebound. And Rushville scores their first
point in a long time. I mean, this first point in a very long time for Rushville, Fran, to score.
Yes. Spartans on the attack. Dalton Lee has a shot that rims the basket. The rebound is lost out of bounds by Connersville, and Rushville will have it.
Yeah, Dalton has, the lid closing on that guy.
Smith comes out for the Spartans, and Brown comes in. Brown is a sophomore at 6'6". Rushville walks the ball across the timeline here in this third quarter.
Another away from the ball foul. I think they maybe called Jacob on that. Yeah, can't have that. That's his
Jacob Brown called for it. That's number 3 on Jacob, I believe. Yes, team second here in this second half.
Yeah, we cannot have that.
Spartans on defense. As Rushville puts the ball in play into their basket. Ball comes out to Farley. Some shot from the baseline is missed by Rushville. Put up and in by number 24, Springman. He just sort of out-hustled the Spartans.
Yeah, he sure did, and he said a prayer before he threw that one up, because, man, that just was a shot that unbelievable.
Reveille with the ball to Belt. Connersville sets the offense. This is Dalton Lee. Out to Reveille. Silcott in the corner. Brings the ball out. Reveille.
Yeah, very slow offensive for the Spartans. Eating clock, why not? They're getting this, not a good pass.
A pass to Jacobs out of his reach, rolls out of bounds, and it's turnover by CHS. Rushville ball.
You know, again, sloppy offensive series here. Scored a couple of, scored the first 4 points of this quarter, and we've, been shut out since then as Rushville has scored 4 points, and we definitely need to, without question.
Rosenfeld, the ball handler, driving down.
Oh, no, we've only scored 2 points.
Player. Whistle stops the play. A foul going to be called on Connersville's Reveille.
Yeah, we definitely, need to
Reveille will
start
come out, and Clay Garrison will come in. And meanwhile, Connersville.
Yeah, Carey's taking a full timeout. He's not liking what he's seeing.
32nd timeout called by Connersville as Kerry Brown wants to talk to the players a little bit.
Yeah, again, we've had the game that we played against Union County. We had those spurts that kept us, at arm's length from Union County. We've had spurts today. I mean, Rushville's had the lead where Union County didn't, but we've had spurts where we've gotten the lead back, and then we had that explosion. We need to be consistent.
Really slowed the ball down.
Yeah, exactly.
Really slowed the game down.
Slowed it way too down, and that's Rushville's favor. Again, we need to just stay aggressive, stay what got us that explosion. Again, our offense just is too inconsistent at this point. Again, we say that with a 10-point lead.
Rushville ball stolen by Garrison.
Oh, nice.
The smallest guy on the floor gives to Lee, drives down, misses on a layup shot, but he was fouled, and a couple of free throws for Dalton Lee.
Well, I tell you what, Garrett brought the crowd out.
On Springman of Rushville. That was a hard foul.
That was a nice slam. It didn't count. I tell you what, I love the aggressiveness of Dalton on that.
Well, Dalton Lee having trouble tonight. That one rims the basket. He had a couple of
threes
field goals that
started
down and jumped back out.
Yeah, Dalton's got to not be feeling good.
7.5 per game average. Gets a second free throw. This one is perfect. That's the 32nd point of the ball game for CHS. 3 for Dalton Lee. Here comes Rushville. Cameron Craig gives the ball to a teammate who tries a jumper. Farley misses from out. Good defense by Connersville. Belt brings it across the timeline. Loose basketball. Foul going to be called on Connersville's Dalton Lee.
Yeah, that's at least 2-3 bad passes that Noah's had. You just got to be alert.
Shooting foul. Belt will come out, and Connersville will have Reveille back into the lineup. Meanwhile, Rushville inbounds. Good defense by Connersville as Rushville can't get a shot away. Number 5 handles the ball. Craig.
Oh, wow.
Players on the floor, no call.
Ooh, that's it.
Long shot from out by Rushville is missed. Brown was there to grab the rebound for Connersville.
Yeah, the Spartans again, they just haven't scored in a while other than that.
Silcott out to Lee.
Free throw
back
from
out
Dalton.
To Silcott. Can't get the open shot. Drives in the lane. Back out. Gives to Lee. He drives the lane. Will not shoot. Gives to Reveille. Underneath to Brown. Saves a loose ball for Connersville. The Spartans will give to number 12, and Silcott misses on a jumper. Fight for the rebound. A whistle stops play. There were about 3 Rushville guys around Brown.
Yeah, again, not sure.
They called on Garrison. His second. The littlest guy on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what, Garrison has impressed me so much with his aggressiveness, his hustleness, Fran, and if that's a word, hustleness, it should be. But he's one of those guys that he's going to leave everything on the floor.
Rushville ball. Oh, nice play, but a nice steal by Connersville. Silcott steals the ball from the Spartans, drives down, feeds off. He thought to a teammate, but it goes to a Rushville player who drives down, and Farley drives in on the layup and scores for the Lions. He has 8 points for Rushville. Rushville now down by 9 points.
Yeah, again, they're going on that little bit of a run. Right. Again, we build those big leads, and it seems like we just take the foot off the accelerator. We need to really, keep going.
Silcott will try a shot by Lee, which is missed from out. The rebound goes to the Lions.
Oh, they're going to call Dalton on that.
Quickly up court.
We're being rattled
on Dalton Lee. His second, team 6.
Yeah.
Rushville's only been called for 1 foul in this second half.
Yeah, we're just not playing good at all. I mean, we're fouling, we're making bad plays, we're making bad passes. I mean, we're just not, again, defense good. Offense, we're just not doing well at all. Very inconsistent.
Timeout by the Spartans here with just under 2 minutes left to play. 1:59 on the clock here in the third period.
I mean, this is a conference game. I mean, this is a game where we really don't want to develop any bad habits, and we definitely need to be consistent when we get into conference play, when we get into the season, when we get into the heart of the season. We definitely, without question, need to. Offense can't be making these mental mistakes, and that's what a lot of these mistakes are, Fran. They're mental mistakes, and again, we can right those. Yes. Those are a lot better.
Low scoring third quarter. Connersville only scored 3 points.
Yeah.
Rushville has scored 6.
Yeah, I mean, 3 points is not good at all, as we just, a little under 2 minutes to go in this game.
Timeout's over. Let's see what happens here in the final minute and 59 seconds of the third period.
We need an explosion is what we need. We need an explosion, a big explosion. Now their big guy Ray's back in.
It'll be Rushville ball. Ball flipped in by Springman, taken off by Farley. With a bad pass.
Dalton lobbied for that one.
Rushville basket out of the reach of the intended receiver, goes into the
let's see who that went off of.
Ooh,
it looked like that may have went off Dalton. And he lobbied for that one.
Coming into the game is Garrett Wicks of Connersville, number 20. He'll be replacing Garrison.
Rushville's not liking that at all, and thank God they're not going to check the replay over here, because it looked like Dalton on that replay, he touched the ball, and Rushville's coach is not happy with that at all.
Rushville sets the 2-3 zone defense against Connersville. Rebele out behind the free throw circle. Wicks is on one side, Lee is on the other side. Smith is in the middle. Connersville.
Yeah, again, slowing it down offensively is what, we just need to get back into being aggressive offensively. Right now, we're just, again, out of whack. And again, maybe that's what needs us to set the tone to get right back on what we did successfully. But, again, this 3-point quarter is not good.
Here's Wicks with the ball. Lee now goes to Rebele. Silcott is in the corner.
Yeah, we may be waiting for the last shot.
That zone defense is keeping the Spartans from trying to get anybody to drive in. Comes to Wicks.
Yeah, the Spartans again, just going to take the last second shot.
Yeah, apparently,
that's a foul.
There's a collision of players out at midcourt, and a Rushville boy runs into Rebele. That's 24, Mason Springman, his third of the game, team second. Here's Belt off the bench for Connersville, replacing Rebele.
Yeah, again,
non-shooting foul will give the ball out of bounds to the Spartans.
definitely want to make. You're definitely glad that we had that big explosion after that second quarter, because that carried us through this quarter, because I mean, this has just not been a good quarter at all.
Shirk comes in for Connersville. Smith comes out for CHS as the Spartans put the ball in play with 28 seconds on the clock, third period. Here's Belt being guarded by Springman. He's out to Lee. He's picked up by Farley of Rushville. Now goes to Silcott. Let's see if Garrett takes the final shot.
Yeah,
Down
we definitely need to score.
And he's being guarded by Cameron Craig.
3 seconds.
Lee glances at the clock, drives down, tries a jumper from 5 or 6 feet away. It is missed as the buzzer sounds, and we played 3 quarters here, and the score is 32-23 in favor of Connersville.
Yeah, this is a quarter that we need to show the boys of what not to do and how to play. Again, Rushville only scored 6 points, so again, defense, you're on cue. I mean, you're doing well defense. They only scored 6 points, but you know, we only scored 3 points. So again, we go back to the second quarter when we had that big explosion where we scored, you know, what, the last 14 points, or had 14 or so points in a row. You know, again, Rushville went a long period of time without scoring. They're still in this ball game. I mean, they're down 9.
Oh, absolutely.
And the way that we played offensively, you know, Rushville's got to be feeling good over there on the bench, even though they only scored 6 points. They held Connersville to 3. Again, got to cut down on the mental mistakes. Have to, without question.
It's 29-17 at halftime.
Yeah, and it's now 32. Yeah, who would have thought after that big explosion, as we went into the locker room with that, you know, again, that big run, that we would only score three points. And we scored the first 2 points within the first minute.
Right, and then we slowed the game down, and that seemed to, I don't know what it was. It threw the Spartans off or something.
Yeah, it just seemed like once we, you know, and then Rushville called that timeout, and we slowed it down, and it just seems like, I mean, we were passing the ball to their players.
Couldn't get momentum.
No, not at all.
Something.
Not at all.
Let's see what happens here in the final 8 minutes. Rushville inbounds. Driving down. Farley feeds underneath to teammate Ray, and he puts it up and in. 5 points for the big guy from Rushville.
You know, again, we haven't scored in a long time. We haven't had a field goal in about a whole quarter now. You know, the last point we had was Dalton's free throw. You know, so I mean, and you know, again, just not good offensively for the Spartans. Thank God our defense. Thank goodness our defense is as good as it is.
Rushville is causing the Spartans all kinds of
and again,
kinds of problems.
Yeah, their defense has picked it up, but again, we just have played bad.
Reveley goes to Belt. Connersville with 7 minutes to be played in tonight's game, hanging on to a 32-25 lead.
You know, and how many times have we thrown the ball right to their players tonight? I mean, we haven't seen that forever. Yeah, too many.
Lee.
You know, again, this slowing down, and
Lee really being guarded by Rushville. Man-to-man defense by the Lions right now. Here's Reveley driving into the free throw circle, trying to find an opening in the lane. There was no opening, so he gives off to Silcott. Garrett drives down. He fights his way in, lays it up and in, and fouled.
Yeah, Garrett, you know, again, he knows when to go in and when to get going. And again, he keeps his body perfectly in between the defender and the ball. Watch him coming up here. Beautiful. Look how, again, beautiful. The ball, his body, the defender. That's how you want to do it. He got the kiss off the glass, and you know, man, this kid's a wrecking machine.
Yeah, we've seen him do that time and time again, Ron.
Yeah.
17 points for Garrett as he makes the free throw and hits his average.
I thought he was going to hit his average in the third quarter.
There's a Rushville player getting around all the Spartan defenders. Austin Farley going in. He has 10 points.
Yeah, he's keeping them in this ball game.
Yes.
This will
stop play. It's going to be on the Rushville player, number 21. That's Rosenfeld.
Yeah, got him for 3.
Here's Wes Smith into the game for Connersville, replacing Drew Shirk. That's the
You know, and again, Dalton gets a lot of those calls because of his speed, and
That's the third foul on the Rushville player. Spartans inbound. Silcott goes to Smith, out to Belt. Long one on its way, and Noah misses a three-pointer, and the rebound goes to Rushville.
yeah, Noah's just off tonight.
There's number 10, Farley. He's the top scorer for Rushville, and drives down and hits and fouled.
Yeah,
Beverly will be called with the foul.
yeah, that was a great play there by Farley. Went inside, and you know that, of course, obviously, you know, again, keep his ball away from the defender and shoots it up, and he got off the glass too. So
Farley will be at the free throw line, missing, and the rebound, Smith of Connorsville.
yeah, Carey's calling time, not happy at
Gary
all.
Brown wants another timeout.
Yeah, he's taking a full timeout. You know, I think this is the most full timeouts we've seen Carey take in a long time. Again, you know, want to get his troops set. They're not set at all. Again, defense kind of broken down a little bit. Of course, Rushville being more aggressive offensively. You know, we only have a 6-point lead, and we had that big 12-point lead at half, and it just seemed like everything was going right.
Yes.
We went into the locker rooms, and now, I mean, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. And again, we have not seen our guys throw the ball away as much as we've seen tonight in a long time. So, you know, maybe it's still early season nerves. It's you know, offensively trying to find the right combination to gel a little bit, but. You know, again, we definitely, without question, got to find the offensive solution because our defense is there. But you know, defense wins games. We've heard it, but you got to put the points up to win those games.
Play about to be resumed here as the timeout is over.
Yeah, I'm sure Carey's, you know, telling his boys to, you know, hey, start playing with more confidence. I mean, it just seems like we're not playing confident as we have.
I agree. You can look at this Rushville team, and they think they can win this game.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
they're chipping away.
That's right. Silcott and Reveille will team up to put the ball in play for Connorsville.
You know, I mean, you know, Rushville's already, you know, hyped up and hungry anyways after that 3-23 season last year.
Gives to Reveille.
I mean, you know, obviously we're the better team on paper, and we don't want to give them anything to believe. And right now they believe.
Silcott goes to Belt. Smith along the baseline. Works the ball out. This Rushville defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's clamped down.
It's keeping the Spartans from driving in. And this,
well, you know, they went big a little bit. You know, they got Ray in there clogging up the middle, and that's going to be on Fraley.
Lee was fouled as he was driving toward the basket.
Or Farley. I keep calling him Fraley. I don't know. But, you know, Farley, he has 3 now.
It's the 4th foul on the leading scorer for.
Oh, is that his 4th? I only had it down as 3. We'll take 4.
Rushville. Farley.
Got to get him out of there.
Here's Silcott driving around, driving through players, and the ball is knocked away from Garrett. Special rules touch last by Connorsville.
Now again, good defense. Garrett goes around, but you know, again, that kid right there is.
I'm not sure how Silcott touched that ball last when the ball was batted out of bounds by Rushville.
Oh no, he touched it last. It came right back to him.
Here comes Rushville up court.
Yeah, maybe he should have lobbied like Dalton did on that one that it went on Rushville. But again, Rushville, you're right, Fran. They're staying in this ball game. They're believing now.
Farley drives down, stops at 6 feet, misses a close-in shot. Lee grabs the rebound for Connorsville. Tries a fast break. Before he passes off, though, he scoots along the floor and is called for traveling.
Yep. And Rushville has a bench warning. You know, they have a bench warning, and you know, next one I think is a T.
Brown comes into the game for Connorsville.
You sit there and you think there's no way Rushville should be in this ball game, but the fact of the matter is they are, and we have to play with the reality. And reality is that Rushville is playing like they want to win this ball game, as we're playing as if we don't want to lose, and that's a big difference.
Rushville ball, they're trailing by 6 points.
That's just 2 possessions.
Farley drives
Could be
into
one.
the lane, feeds off to a teammate who misses, and Silcott out jumps everybody and brings the ball up court for Connersville.
Yeah, we need to go on an explosion if we need one. We need one right now.
Over to Lee. 4 minutes to go. There, the ball knocked away by a Rushville boy, and it'll be Connersville basketball.
You know, I tell you what, Rushville this second half is throwing our defense at us.
Yes.
You know, and we definitely need to solve that riddle.
Here's Dalton Lee out to Garrison. Out to Silcott, starts to drive down, can't get by the Rushville defender. Out to Reveille. Spartans pulled way out. Silcott drives down, goes
Beautiful
between a
play.
couple of players,
Oh my gosh.
and
Wow.
scores and is fouled.
Yeah, that was just. But watch it. I mean, we don't see him, and he goes through there. That is just unbelievable.
I thought the ref was going to call him for a charge.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
Because he crashed into a couple of Rushville players. He was airbound.
Yeah.
He gets a free throw.
Oh.
This is this one. And Rushville has the rebound. 37-29. Connersville leading.
I tell you what, Garrett Silcott, man, that kid, I tell you what, when we need something, he has it.
Here's Springman dribbling around. Silcott on him. And Spartans man-to-man defense.
I tell you what, nobody drives on three bigs like that against three bigs like he did, and somehow got it in there again. Hopefully that's the spark that keeps us at arm's length from Rushville.
There's a short timeout called by Rushville. Stops the clock at 3:14. Connersville leading this ball game by 8 points.
Which, I feel much better now that it's a 3-possession ball game. I felt kind of nervous when it was a 2-possession game there, and Rushville, again, they are throwing our defense at us, Fran. And we're not, responding very well. Again, a victory is a victory, whether it's a
well,
beautiful or an ugly victory. You walk out here with a victory. That right there it says a lot. If we can walk out of here not playing our best, again, we just had that spurt in the second quarter that really is the difference in this ball game.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Because since then we've been outplayed by Rushville. I mean, since that spurt, that explosion, I think we scored, if I remember right, 16 in a row. Since then, Rushville's outplayed us.
Rushville ball. 3:10 on the clock. There's a jumper that will not drop, but a foul called on Silcott.
Yeah.
At the free throw line for a couple of free throws is Mason Springman of Rushville.
Yeah, Garrett got him right there.
His team is down by 8 points.
These free throws make a huge difference.
This makes the first one. Now he's getting ready for his second try as Noah Bell comes in for Connersville and Clay Garrison goes out.
Noah's due. Noah is due. He's got 3 points, and he's due to. We need
second free throw perfect by the Rushville boy. He has 9 points. The Spartans have the ball and
in trouble.
Full court press by Rushville, and a foul is called on a Lion.
Yeah, Rosenfeld.
The foul is on Rosenfeld, number 4. At the line for free throw will be Noah Belt. 6'1" junior has a shot and will make it.
Yeah, it's coming down to this.
He will get a second if he makes the first one. And he does.
Yeah, we need to make these free throws, because any foul, of course, we're at the line. Of course, any foul, they're at the line as well.
Coaches will tell you you can win or lose at the
and we've seen it.
Line.
We've seen it.
Second one. 5 points for Noah.
Yeah, again, Noah just, not his best game, but, when we need him the most, he comes through right there.
39-31. Connersville with the lead of 8. Falls back on defense.
Got to keep a 3-possession game. Have to keep a 3-possession game.
Spartans trying to keep Rushville pulled out. Almost a steal, but Reveille couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, we haven't had one of those in a while.
Now a man underneath scores. The big guy from Rushville, Draper, takes a pass, a turnaround jumper. Foul called on Rushville as Silcott was bringing the ball into front court. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to be played in this ball game. A 6-point lead for Connersville, and Silcott will try to make it 7.
Yep.
He does not, and Rushville has the rebound.
That's 2 in a row he's missed.
Yes, number 24 is Springman, and here's a shot from the side that is in and out.
Dalton Lee knows about that.
Rushville.
Dalton Lee knows how that feels.
Silcott has the ball from Connersville. Belt out to Reveille. Connersville wants to play control ball, I believe.
Oh, absolutely.
2 minutes on the clock. And I know the Spartan fans are wondering why that clock doesn't move.
Yeah, move faster. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, again, Rushville, I'm surprised they're not being a little bit more aggressive.
Silcott, Belt.
Yeah, but we're still,
Rushville
plenty of time.
Start fouling.
Yeah, I would say probably here in about another 30 seconds, so probably foul.
Here's Reveille with the ball. Good ball handling by the Spartans.
Oh, I thought it was
over to Lee. 1:37 on the clock.
You know, again, 2-possession ball game.
Yes.
You know,
there is.
Oh, here he goes.
Belt starts to drive down.
Oh, beautiful.
Foul. He'll have a couple of free throws coming.
Yeah, you know, I tell you what, everybody stopped. They thought there was going to be a foul right there. As you see, nobody's moving because they thought there was going to be a foul. Right. Noah sees the opening and gets the foul, gets clipped in the face.
A good play by Noah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, you know, again, that kid, not having the best of games, obviously, but he's still alert. He still knows what to do. You know, love that kid. Love his, aggressiveness.
Free throw is missed. Boy.
Yeah, we're
guess what the Spartans will be practicing.
Yeah, and they need to. I mean,
Belt will have a second free throw, trying to get the 40th point for Connersville.
Got to push it to a 3-possession game right there, Noah. And
this one is good. It is 40-33, a 7-point lead for Connersville. Belt with 6. And
timeout.
Rushville's Steve Goddard will call a timeout.
Yeah, he was wanting a timeout a little earlier, wondering why all that, about 4 or 5 seconds went off the clock. Very valuable time.
Clock shows 1:25 to be played.
Yeah, they got a full timeout. Again, the Spartans, again, if you walk out of here with a victory, we'll accept the victory. Not the prettiest victory, obviously.
That's right. That's for sure.
I mean, we've only scored 11 points this half. I mean, that's... Yeah, and we scored 11 the first quarter.
That's right.
So, I mean, it's not good at all offensively. Again, defensively, what can you say? I mean, that's always going to be good. But again, we have to reward our defense. We can't get into the season, the heart of the season. We can't get into the conference play and play like this offensively and expect to ugly victories. There's only a few you have a year.
Yes.
So we can't rely on ugly victories like this. We can't rely on 2-3 minute spurts in a quarter that there's all the difference. We can't. And I know Kerry's going to right the ship. He's going to work on that and correct that.
Okay, the coaches have tried to inspire their teams here, and during the timeout, here comes Connersville onto the line, onto the floor, the same lineup that started the ball game. Rushville, two has the original 5 in there.
Yeah, you could say Rushville came to play.
So most guys playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, they got a lot of 4 guys with 4 fouls.
Spartans trying to prevent somebody from getting to the basket. There's a shot up close by a line, missing. Lions have missed some close.
Well, good defense.
Shots. Yes, a good defense.
Yeah, that was good
Spartans
defense from
keeping
Smith.
off balance.
Yeah.
Connersville with a rebound. A minute left to play in this ball game. Reveille is bottled up on the side. Whistle stops the play. He'll be at the line.
He's working on his shoulder there. He got clubbed pretty good. He's holding his shoulder. I don't like to see that.
Foul on Wilson of Rushville. His 3rd. Braxton Reveille moves to the line. 5'9" senior, CHS.
Yeah, he's got 2. No, that's off.
Too hard.
Come on,
He'll
Braxton,
get a
get it
second
in
free
there.
throw.
Yeah, Braxton saying he's okay with his shoulder. I like to see him get on
Ridley
his
ready
score.
for his second free throw try. This one will drop through, and it's 41-33. Connorsville with Rushville up court. Ball handler is Springman. Feeds to Farley.
You know, I feel a lot more comfortable now that it's a 3-possession game, but
There's a
ooh,
loose
nice.
ball, nice steal.
Yeah.
Belt helped break up that play, and Silcott comes out with the basketball.
Yeah, it was a nice play by who? That's a foul.
34 seconds on the clock. Foul called on Craig of Rushville.
Yeah, that's his 3rd.
Garrison comes into the ball game for Connorsville.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Belt will be at the line for CHS.
yeah. Braxton's going to get some treatment on his shoulder. He's not. His right shoulder's not good. He got clipped on that foul that put him to the line.
Yes.
He's going to get some treatment.
The trainer, I think,
Yeah, they're
will
going to take him out.
tend to him as he's taken out of the game. And Garrison comes in. Meanwhile, at the free throw line is Noah Belt. And hits one. He'll get a second attempt coming up here. Eric Brown for Rushville, a 6'2" sophomore, will come in and replaces Craig. Second free throw by Belt is good. Spartans up by 10 with a half a minute to play. 8 points for Noah Belt tonight. There's a shot from out. Oh, beauty, a three-pointer by number 21 of Rushville, Rosenfeld.
You know, it was about this time, you know, a couple years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, I was hoping.
whistle stops play,
Yeah.
nullifies a pretty good play by Connorsville as
Yeah, Dalton's
Smith
going to
got a
line.
pass under the basket, put it up and in. Of course, it will not count. Dalton Lee was fouled by a Rushville guy in backcourt. He'll be at the line for a couple of free throws off the front rim.
God, to make those free throws like that, well, that would have been great if he'd have been able to slam it in there right there. But
Smith comes out. Shirk comes in for Connorsville.
you know, again, there's a lot of things to work on, Fran, this week in
Yes.
practice. Of course, we got Shelbyville tomorrow. That's another. You know, playing Shelbyville last year is where we set the record for free throw attempts and made.
Second free throw by Dalton Lee is good. The Spartans played 7 overtimes last year,
Yeah.
and the first one was a Shelbyville game.
Yep. You know, and what won us that game was at the stripe.
Here's a shot from out by Rushville, missed. Belt has a rebound for Connorsville. He's fouled. He hit the line with 9.6 seconds to be played. Connorsville out in front, 44-36. Belt at the line has an 11-point per game average. Fires and hits a free throw. Second shot coming up. This one is good. Spartans go up by 10 as Rushville with 9 seconds on the clock into front court. Shot is long by Rushville and missed, and the buzzer sound. And this ball game is over, and
Very, very good.
very, very interesting.
Yeah. Very. Yeah, again, it was one of those games where we showed flashes of brilliance, Fran, and then we showed where we weren't so brilliant. And, you know, lots of things to work on. Again, an ugly victory is a victory nonetheless. But, you know, again, we definitely can't be doing this tomorrow night against Shelbyville.
It's a hard-earned win.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You know, and again, we played so well that first and second quarter. Again, we had some spurts in the second quarter where we didn't play so well offensively. But again, 29 points is not bad at the half. Our offense played, or our defense played phenomenally during the game. but it just was not a not a consistent offense. I mean, 3 points in that third quarter.
Not a classic game.
No, not a classic game. It's something that you want to watch that third quarter, learn from what not to do. Again, who would have thought that we would have had a 3-point quarter and still walk away with a 10-point victory?
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest difference was, again, that explosion that we had there towards the end of the second quarter.
Yeah,
that was the biggest. That was all the difference in the world. But other than that, a lot to work on. Again, it's a victory nonetheless. We'll take it, of course, and we're going to build on it because Coach Carey's he's going to be on the guys. They're going to be at the stripe. They're going to be working on the mental mistakes and correcting them. So again, we're very, very excited.
How about some scoring?
Yes, for the Rushville Lions, they were led by Austin Farley's 12 points. Gage Rosenfeld had 5. Mason Springman had 9. Duncan Draper had 4, and Jacob Ray had 5 for the Rushville Lions. For the Connersville Spartans, they were led by Garrett Silcott's 19. Jacob Brown had 2. Reveille had 1. Garrett Wilkes had 3, and that kid was excited when he hit that 3. Dalton Lee had 4. Noah Belt had 10, 7 from the line here in the second half, and Wes Smith with 5 for the Connersville Spartans.
Okay, Ron, thanks. Now we talk to the coach about tonight's game. Coach, congratulations. It was a struggle from the beginning.
Yeah, a conference win, a win over our rival. The Rushville-Connersville game, is always, heated. And as I told you a minute ago, we don't feel like we played really well, but I give Rushville credit. I think they had a lot to do with that. But we're not going to give it back. It's a conference win, and we're 1-0 in the conference and tied for first place. So we're pretty happy about that.
Rushville missed a lot of shots. I mean, you can credit the Spartans' defense to keep their shooters off balance.
Well, defensively, I think we did okay. There was just one little thing. We were having a hard time guarding their ball screen action, so we got to get back and clean that up. We just didn't shoot it very good ourselves. And, when you don't make shots, you need to defend and you need to rebound if you want to have a chance to win. And to our kids' credit, we played good enough defense. We got some stops late when we had to, especially, and secured the rebound. And then we made our free throws down the stretch.
That second quarter, the second half, the Spartans exploded for a bunch of points.
I thought that was maybe our best quarter of the season. Our energy on defense was really good. We turned some of that defense into deflections and steals and got out in transition. And our offense was better because our defense was better. Usually, you're making shots and helps pick your defense up. But I thought our defense helped our offense get going in that second quarter tonight.
Spartans had trouble, didn't they, getting to the basket, the defense of Rushville?
Well, I think they were taking away the lane. We weren't hitting our shots. Now, early we got to the rim, and they blocked our first 3 shots. Excuse me. So I think that might have been a little bit of a factor on some of our kids not wanting to, attack the rim, but we still got to attack it. But give Garrett Silcott credit. I think Garrett, more than anybody else, still, found his way into the lane and got to the rim and got some finishes and also got rewarded by going to the free throw line.
You substituted often and early.
Well, I think we played 10 guys in the first half. We just have guys that we're looking at, and they're competing for playing time, and we're trying to figure that out.
We saw Rushville. They're going to win more than 3 games this year.
They're a much better team. They've got the 2 kids I talked about in the pregame that did not play last year. They've got all their best key players back. They are. I mean, they played Shelbyville to an 11-point game. They played us to 10 points tonight, whatever it was. They've improved a lot, and they've got better because they've got some other kids that weren't available to them last year.
Braxton Reveille took a hard spill. Is he okay?
We're worried about him. He was complaining about his shoulders, so he's with our trainer, and we hope he's, well. He's a tough kid. He didn't want to come out at the end of the game, but we finally got him out of there. But he's a tough, hard-nosed kid, and he's a senior, and he wanted to stay in the game.
Thanks, Coach. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
46-36, the final here at Spartan Bowl tonight. A victory for the Spartans. They go to 3-0. 46-36, Ron, a hard-fought victory for Connersville. Win number 3 in the season for the Rushville team. They are 0-2 as they dropped an 11-point game to Shelbyville in their season opener, and then they lose here tonight to the Spartans by 10 points. But there's I think Rushville will win some ball games this year.
Oh, there's no doubt they're going to be better than 3-21.
Yes.
And what we need to do, definitely without question, is get better offensively. We definitely need that. Defensive, we're right on where we need to be. Offensively, still got a lot of work to do.
They played a good game. I mean, it bothered the Spartans almost from the opening gun.
Absolutely. You know, they definitely did not go away. We played at parts of that second half to not lose. And, you know, when you play that way, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose. We needed to play as if we're going to win the ball game. We kind of came alive there towards the end. But again, we got to be consistent.
This game was tied at the end of the first break, 11-11. Connersville went out in front in the second quarter and led at halftime 29-17. They were ahead 32-23 after end of that low-scoring third quarter, and finally went on to get the victory of 46-36 for victory number 3 on the season. Tonight's first ball game was a victory for the JV team. They led and won 42-24 to put their record at 2-1. Any closing words, Ron?
Just get better offensively. Defense, we're right where we need to be. Offensively, definitely without question, have to get better.
Ron and I want to thank all the folks for watching tonight's ball game. It wasn't a classic or anything. I guess I'll use that word again, but the Spartans won, and that's the important thing. They were ahead at the end of 32 minutes of basketball. For Ron Wally, this is Fran Schummel thanking you as always for watching Spartan Sports on TV3. Good night from Spartan Bowl.